Hey, welcome back. I was going to turn a big old bowl and show you the whole video, but a little complication. I don't guess it's a complication. It's gratifying or whatever. But what I'm going to do on this little video, a little short one, just going to show you how I use a chainsaw. You know, how I, this big old blanket I'm sitting on, this is the other half. I'll tell you about this in a second. But I just want to show you, how I use a chainsaw and what I do. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, especially about the safety aspect, because I am safety conscious. But, what can I say? I've been cutting wood all my life. And, I've never worn ear protection. And I can hear a fly let her 250 feet. So, if I did it all day long, every day, I'd say yes. And I'm not saying it's not good to wear ear protection. I'm just saying I don't. So, you guys make your own judgments about that kind of thing. And I really think that you get acclimated to things. And, perhaps I'm wrong, but, I've been around loud noises, all my life. And I've seen people who, are never around a loud noise, and a loud noise, disturbs them. It doesn't bother me. We're going to carry on here. Anyway, getting to this. This video is about, cutting these blanks up with a chainsaw and some chainsaw tips and so forth. So I brought it in here and I was ready to turn a bowl. About then my grandson shows up and, he's got into turning down. He wanted to do something. So, how can you refuse him? So I said, hey, you want a real challenge? He said, yeah. I said, well, there you are. Your mother wants a great big bowl, so, make her a bowl. So I pretty much turned him loose with, fairly loose supervision, because he has been turning for a little while now. But you'll see, and I won't cut him out. He'll make some mistakes, and I'll correct him and so forth. So, this is how you learn. So I hope you enjoy this video, and don't be too hard on me, guys. I'm just an old guy trying to make my way. Thank you, and let's get on with this. My daughter informed me the other day that she'd like to have the biggest bowl I could make. That's the biggest wood I have. You can only make a bowl as big as the wood you have. This is two black walnut logs, and they're about, that one right there on the left is about 13 inches wide, so I could probably get a 12-inch bowl out of it. The other one's about the same. This one has some cracks in it right about in here, and they go back somewhere in this neighborhood. So I'm going to come about to here and slice it off, and then I'll take this up part in the shop on the bandsaw and see if I can't get me some 2-inch plates or plaques or boards or whatever you want to call them out of it, for making lids and bottoms on bowls like I like to do. And then I'll cut me another chunk off, the length that the width is, slice it in half, and I'll have two big bowl blanks. So let me get all that ready, get the chainsaw, and I'll be back in a minute. I've already cut that one section off, but I thought this might be a good opportunity to talk about chainsaws and how to use them. First off, you're probably going to notice I don't wear chaps, and I don't wear ear stuff like that. I thought about buying some chaps, but hell, I probably wouldn't wear them. I'd get out here and forget I got them and stuff like that. I've cut many a cord of wood. I used to heat my house with wood, cut 3 to 5 cords a year when I was a younger man, naturally. And I have never had an accident. That don't mean I won't. I might have one today, but a lot of the reasons you don't have accidents is because you know how to properly use a chainsaw. I watched lots of videos, people, they don't use chainsaws all the time, and it's obvious they really don't know how to use one. I mean, I've seen them sit there and, they start this kind of stuff like they're sawing while the chain, while it's running and so forth. And a lot of them make I think it's a cardinal mistake, is they come in and they cut this way. They're standing like I am, and they come in and cut here. Well, your chain's running this way, okay? If you're cutting like this and you have a hang up, what's this thing going to do? It's going to throw it back on you, just like that. So if you can avoid that, you need to avoid it. If in fact you have to do that, make sure that you stand way back. These things can hurt you and hurt you bad. They can, they can kill you. And let's get over here where you can see this a little better. This is a Husqvarna. See these things right here? I don't know the proper name, but I always call them dogs, and maybe that's what they are. You need to take full advantage of those. They're there for a purpose. And what they do, you come in here and you put it like that, and then you bring your handle up on your chainsaw, and then once you get there, you come here and you get another bite and you bring it up. You basically let the saw do the work, but same time you have to have downward pressure. The saw won't cut just with its own weight. I mean, sometimes it will, depending on the wood. But the better you're cutting, the cooler your saw will run. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but if your saw's going full blast, not cutting, it's going to build a lot of friction and heat. So I'm going to cut this piece off right here. So this is, I usually use the bar. That's a pretty big piece. So I'll come here, and you always, when you're bowl turning, you always cut the width and distance the same. Alright, let's see what we got here. There you go. Nothing to it. So now I've got to cut it in two. Thought I'd take it in and do it on the bandsaw, but I believe that's too heavy. So let me take a good look at it and see how we do that. Get this out of the way. It's pretty damp in the middle here. Oh. Well, oh, this looks nice in here. Real nice. There's your pith right here. And what you want to do, there's a crack in the pith. Now, a lot of people cut this out. I don't cut it out. I cut through the middle of it. And the reason I do that is I'm going to turn this away anyway down to there. So, it's just, I think you're just sort of wasting your time. But that's me. Let's see. I got to get this up off the ground a little bit because it's real rocky here. And you sure don't want your chain hitting the rock. It makes you become a sharpening expert. Alright, let me get that up there and we'll see what we're doing in a minute. Yeah, I went ahead and sealed this other end. What I decided to do, contrary to what I told you a while ago, is I'm going to cut this in two at the widest part so I can get the biggest bowl out of it. And what I'll do first is I'll just score me a line right here and try to follow it. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Doesn't really matter. One thing I want to mention before I get started. What you see on my videos is the way I am. I don't put on any airs. I don't do things that I consider politically correct. For instance, I've seen guys walk over to the bandsaw and they put on their ear protection. Well, hell, their TV's louder than their bandsaw. I'll bet you money they don't do it if the camera's not on. So you're not going to see none of that with me. And, if you want to make some comments about it, go ahead. I listen to everybody. All right, here we go. Try it again, Sam. wasn't trying to move on me. I got to get this thing braced up a little better than that, my friends. I don't want it rolling on me. That's another way that accidents happen. So I'm just going to put that right there and maybe that'll stop. No, that ain't good enough. One more. How about a rock? I got lots of rocks. If I need any rocks, I can tell you where to get them. Come on now. There you go. That might work. Whew. I tell you, it's still and hot today. Still and hot. There you go. All right. Let's try it again. I'm going to roll it over now. Whew, maybe. That exhaust sort of flying up in my face. Maybe I need to wear some type of respirator maybe. Alright. Now that I got it halfway done, I don't have to prop it back up. I just need to get it to where I can get to it. There you go. A little more this way. That looks good. Off center a little bit, but that's okay. It's a little harder than you think, guys.